Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the daily vlog series, and today marks the start of the Wrestlemania weekend. Now, generally I would be very excited about this time because tomorrow would be the biggest night of the year in the wrestling business, and as a wrestling fan it's our Oscar night. Being a filmmaker, also Oscar night is really big for me, so I really know what I'm talking about in this case. However, because of the COVID-19 situation, not only WrestleMania 36 is gonna be held behind closed doors instead of being held in a football stadium like they usually do, it also is being split between two nights and also has already been taped. Luckily though, the spoilers haven't been come out. Anyhow, let's go over the card that is made by 16 matches and let's preview them and hopefully I predict the correct winners. Let's start here. You can see it. I printed it out because I was afraid of forgetting the matches, and probably I will still forget something about the storylines going on. Anyhow, first match. Also, these are not the card order, and there's no word still in what will be in which night. Most likely, we'll have the war titles matches where both women and men some one day and some on another day, and the two movie-like matches being split between the 2 days. At least that's what logic suggests. Anyways, let's go over the cards, shall we? First match in my list, it's Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, this is one of the few matchups that had a proper build throughout forever. Think the build to this match has begun in December, probably. I don't know if they wanted Otis versus Dolph Ziggler to be in the WrestleMania card, but here we are. It's also worth noting this is the first Dolph Ziggler single match at Mania he takes part in. Which is funny because Otis is a tag team, part of a big tag team, and he's getting a singles match. It's very funny. Anyhow, who will win this? Probably Otis, especially in light of the new revelations that came in SmackDown last night. So most likely Otis will walk out the winner, but I wouldn't rule out Dolph Ziggler cheating his way to a win, or straight up Dolph winning by DQ by being beat up by Mandy Rose, probably. I don't know. So yeah, either way, Otis will be the moral winner of the matchup. Second match in my card is Elias versus King Corbin. Again, a last minute throwaway match they put in there. I see King Corbin working out as the winner because they are still building him in a certain way. They're still giving him a lot of space in the SmackDown programming, so I wouldn't be surprised if Elias wins. Although it wouldn't be a shock. Let's put it like that if Elias works out the winner. Either way, I don't really care about this match. I think a lot of people don't care about this match. I like both performers. It's just that the proper build-up wasn't in place. The third match I have in the list is Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. This should be Rusev versus Bobby Lashley, but they put Aleister Black in because of the situation, especially because Rusev apparently is not sticking around WWE much more. But who knows, maybe he interferes in the match and allows Aleister Black to come out with a win, which I think would be dangerous to Aleister Black and would damage him quite a bit, as he already walked out with a cheating win of sorts against AJ Styles the last pay-per-view at Fastlane, I think, no, at the Elimination Chamber, as Undertaker interfered in the match. So if they want to build up Aleister Black strongly, which seems the way they're doing it, he's probably gonna work out with a clean win, or maybe with a clean win, but with Bobby Lashley being distracted by Lana in some sorts, or again Rusev interfering. But I still don't think that's gonna happen. So I'd say Aleister Black. Okay, first a championship match on my card is the Women's Tag Team Championship, the Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. A SmackDown branded matchup To be honest, I see the Kabuki Warriors retaining, but I'm not 100% sold on whether I'm not sold. Sorry, that's the wrong word. But I'm not 100% sure if that's going to happen. So either way, either winners are fine. It all depends on how it's going to win. The internet wrestling community is gonna riot if Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross they are gonna win. If the Kabuki Warriors lose in a stupid way, so I don't know. But we understood the IWC is not really important to the WWE that much, so I don't know why I'm bringing it up. Second championship match of my card is the Street Profits defending their World Tag Team Championship against Austin Theory and Angel Garza would be Angel Garza if they're going the Spanish way. This Tag Team Championship match is another throw-in last minute because not because it didn't have a build-up, it had a build-up, but first Andrade was supposed to defend his United States Championship against Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio was pulled off the card, so he was thrown in with Angel Garza to challenge the Street Profits for the Tag Team Championship. However, Andrade injured himself, so they substitute him with Austin Theory, who is a very promising talent from NXT. Now, this match is hyped up by the botch that happened last Monday Night Raw, where Montez Ford pulled off a suicide dive without being caught by, again, Austin Theory, and some people on the internet speculated that that wasn't a planned spot, hence Austin Theory wasn't there to catch him, and he slammed his back on the metal part of the stage, which sounded very, very painful. Luckily, nothing happened, but it's curious how WWE kept it in there as the Raw was pre-taped and not live. Anyways, moving on. Oh, well, yeah. I see the Street Profits retaining, mostly because I don't see Austin Theory sticking around for much longer on the main roster. He's a substitute, so I don't see it. So, yeah, my choice is the Street Profits. Next championship match is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, which is a three-way ladder match between The Miz and Morrison, the champions, The New Day, and the Usos. Now, speculation says there are some speculation saying The Miz is not competing because he showed up sick to the WrestleMania taping, but they're still advertising the match, so I don't know what to say here. If I had to choose a winner, would be Miz and Morrison retaining. But the appeal of this match is not the outcome, but how entertaining it would be given it being a ladder match and featuring some of the most athletic individuals in the WWE roster. Next championship match is the Intercontinental Championship bout between Sami Zayn, the champion, and Daniel Bryan. If they go full all out with it, it's gonna be a very great pro wrestling match like we don't see in a very long time, and it's gonna be a very classic match, so I think everyone should be expecting nothing less from it. But again, it's WWE, so we are not sure if they're gonna be allowed to go all out. But again, Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak were allowed to go all out at Elimination Chamber, so maybe. I hope Sami Zayn retains because he deserves it, plain and simple. He waited too long to have a single championship on the WWE main roster, so that's my pick. Although I don't see him winning cleanly, as Nakamura and Cesaro will certainly interfere in the match. Next is the SmackDown Women's Championship, which is a six-pack elimination match between Bayley, the champion, Lacey Evans, Tamina, Naomi, I don't know, I say Naomi, and Sasha Banks. Actually, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a five-way elimination match. So here I see, I don't know, anyone could win, to be honest, except Tamina. Although they have been building her pretty strongly in the last SmackDown, so that could be a surprise, no doubt. Certainly Sasha Banks could come up the winner, but I see Sasha and Bayley turning on each other, and either Naomi or Lacey taking advantage of the situation and win the championship belt. And that will kick off the rivalry between Bayley and Sasha, which culminate probably on SummerSlam. So I don't know. It feels a lot like the 2016 WrestleMania Tag SmackDown Women's match, which was a six-pack challenge that was thrown in last minute on the main card. It was supposed to go on the pre-show, but hey, it's on the main card anyway, and the card is divided in 2 days, so that's a good way to put it. It's gonna be really interesting. Then next match is Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Again, if they're allowed to go all out, it's gonna be a really great match. And in terms of the outcome, I don't know. They built Kevin Owens pretty strongly as a face, but I don't see him. I don't know. Also, Seth Rollins is a very good heel at the moment, and to keep the heat on him is to have him win anytime possible outside the championship matches. So I'd say Seth Rollins should be the winner of the match. But I mean, either way, it's gonna be fine. I think, and none of them will be damaged by a loss. Next up is AJ Styles versus The Undertaker in a Boneyard match, which no one knows what it is, and what is it's all not. It wasn't shot on in the performance center, but in another location. And yeah, it's gonna be very interesting for sure. AJ Styles promised to be very surprising, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the Unholy Trinity that is gonna be summoned by the Undertaker per the promo on Monday, which was also a very, very controversial promo as it proceeded to bury the whole current roster in the WWE. Part that was fixed in hindsight by the Raw closing promo by Paul Heyman, where he called the current WWE roster the best roster ever. So I don't know about that. In terms of the winner, AJ Styles should win because he's gonna stick around. But again, he doesn't really need a win over Taker, especially because Taker doesn't have a streak anymore at Mania. And however, as there's no audience, you don't need a pop. The important is it's gonna be a entertaining match. I hope AJ Styles works on the winner, but I think Taker is gonna work out with the win. Next up is the NXT Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, with Rhea Ripley as the champion. I hope Rhea Ripley wins, although again we all said the same back in 2016 with the Charlotte Flair versus Asuka match, and we all know how that ended. So hope Rhea Ripley, but don't rule out Charlotte Flair going out as the winner. Next up is the Raw Women's Championship. We have Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler, with Becky Lynch as the champion. Now here, Shayna Baszler will 100% work out as the winner. Hopefully it will be as bloody as it was this to be, this match, as painful to watch as it was, in a good way, by the way. In a good way, it was this to be, but I mean, it's WWE, so anything can happen. However, I see Shayna Baszler walking out with the championship thanks to Ronda Rousey interference, kicking, renewing rivalry between Becky and Ronda, leading up to hopefully as painful and as bloody rivalry as it can be between the two. Because Shayna Baszler needs to be the monster heel she was in NXT. So I see her winning not in a very definitive way, possibly, but more with the help of Ronda Rousey. So yeah, Shayna Baszler, but not clean. Next up is John Cena versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Fireflies Funhouse match. Much like AJ versus Taker, we have no idea what this match is gonna look like, what's gonna be the rules, and much like that one, it has been shot outside the performance center in another location, and it's gonna feel more like a movie rather than a wrestling match. Now, hopefully, that for both matches, that concept will surprise us. In terms of winner, Bray Wyatt 100%. After how wrong they treated him at the Saudi Arabia show, where he dropped the title to Bill Goldberg of all people, as the Fiend, and not as Bray Wyatt, as the Fiend. They really need a definitive bone crushing win over John Cena to reestablish him as a monster, as the monster really he was before that Bill Goldberg match. So 100% Bray Wyatt, no discuss here, but John Cena will also have his great moments of win. Which, now that I think about it, John Cena is not having. I mean, he had a match at New Orleans, not 30, but at WrestleMania 30, he had a match with Taker. Last year, he had a match, not 2 years ago, he had a match with Taker. Yeah, he had a match with Taker last year, so where 2 years he had 2 years ago he had a match with Taker where he lost, so that could play a role, as I don't see Cena losing 2 WrestleMania matches in a row, but who knows? He really should. Next up is the first single match Edge had since its return, as he faces Randy Orton in a last man standing match. Now, I don't see this winner as important, this match's winner as important. I want this match to be as bloody as their rivalry has been and their rivalry has been so bloody that they allowed them to pull off concertos, which is a banned move from WWE for a very long time now. We all know that if a concerto is pulled off well, it just looks painful, but it's not painful at all. But still, with the concussion, with the CTE lawsuits they have, it's a very interesting liberty they allowed Edge and Mr. RKO to use, I guess, to use a liberty. That's not a word, but I keep it in there. So again, the rivalry has been very well built, and there is a lot of hype around this match, and I hope the right person will win. Actually, no, I don't really. There is no right person. Either of them can win, either of them can lose. Hopefully, it would be a painful match to watch again another time in a good way. And yeah, that's pretty much it. After that, there is the Universal Championship match. Goldberg defending his title versus Braun Strowman. In this case, I wish Strowman winning. However, I think they really want to have Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. So yeah, I mean, I see them keeping this match, keeping Goldberg, allowing Goldberg to walk out with a win, and which doesn't excite me, but it does. It seems understandable in a way, because they want Roman to come out as the champion with a big pop, and Goldberg is the best person to allow that big pop to happen. That was the reason why they had Bray Wyatt drop the title to him, because if that was the case, the big pop wouldn't have happened. Luckily, there is no pop in this time around. However, I see them doing the match at SummerSlam. If SummerSlam is going to happen, there is so much uncertainty in this point, but I see Goldberg retaining over Strowman because of obvious reason. Hopefully, he does it in a dirty way so that he completes his heel turn, and we don't pretend Goldberg to be the superhero when everyone is booing him. So, yeah. And next up, which will be the main event, the absolute main event, I guess, will be the Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre, who is the Royal Rumble winner of this year. In this case, I see Drew McIntyre not 100%, but probably walking out with the title, because the build was so good. especially his specific build was so good, and he has been built as a credible threat to Lesnar's reign, more so than was Seth Rollins last year. So yeah, I see Drew McIntyre walking out with the title, but again, Lesnar is Lesnar. Anything can happen with him, and he could also walk out with the championship. So it's sort of a preview. This a lot of matches. I don't really care who wins. I really want to watch a really entertaining show. Yeah, I mean, Brock Lesnar vs Drew McIntyre hopefully will be as good as it possibly can be. We know Brock Lesnar can put up show-stopping matches, jaw-dropping matches, so I'm not concerned about that. The only concern is if he came into the match with the will to put on such a show-stopping match. And anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully WrestleMania will be as entertaining as it possibly can be. Be sure to subscribe if you like the video. Anyways, I'll see you next time.